Hey y'all, welcome back to Math Rescue. I'm Andre, a certified math coach. In this video, we're going to use factoring by grouping. This method is one of the cleanest ways to break down a messy expression into something you can actually work with. Once you see the pattern, it becomes a go-to move. Let's talk about it. Alright, so we have this 4-term polynomial. Not the nicest. Here's a term, here's another term, our third term, and our fourth term. Remember that terms are separated by addition and subtraction signs. Now, unfortunately, I can't really simplify this more by combining like terms because I don't have any like terms. So instead, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to clean this up and simplify it using factoring. Specifically, I'm going to use factoring by grouping. Now, the name kind of gives away what we're going to do. We're going to do this by grouping things together. So I'm going to create a group with these two terms, and I'm going to create a group with these two terms. So that is my first step. From here, I'm going to look at those two groups, and I'm going to ask myself, what do these two groups have in common? What does the blue group have in common? What does the green group have in common? So for the blue group, first I'll start off by looking at the coefficients 12 and 18. I recognize that both of those coefficients have a 3 that I could take out. I'm also going to look at the letters. So I notice that I have at most a single m and a single n that I can pull out. So I'm going to go ahead and pull both of those out. And then we'll do something similar for the green. Now, before I start with the green, let's talk about what gets left behind inside of the parentheses for the blue. So if I factor a 3 out of this 12 right here, it's almost like dividing when I say factor. That's going to leave me with a 4. If I take out an m and an n from this first term right here, I'm not going to have any n's left, but I will have a single m. All right, then I'll record that subtraction sign. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the next term in the blue. When I factor out the GCF 3mn, that's going to leave me with 6n. All right, let's do the same thing for the green now. So for the green, I recognize that they have a p in common as far as the letters go. As far as the coefficients, the 8 and the 12, I notice that I can take out a 4. I'm going to go ahead and take out 4p. That leaves me with 2m minus 3n. And everything looks good. However, when I go to start the next step, I realize that my parentheses, the two binomials that I made in parentheses, aren't the same yet. So what that tells me is that for the blue, I can actually factor out a little bit more. What I want to do is I actually want to factor out a 2. Now, if I factor out a 2, let me kind of repeat that. This is going to now turn into a 6, and these will be divided by 2. And now I know that I'm on the right path because my parentheses, my binomials, ended up being the same. So we kind of have two jumbo terms here. Here's a big term, and here is a huge term as well. And what do they have in common? Well, they have the parentheses in common. They have the 2m minus 3n in common. Now, if I take that out of the blue, that will just leave behind a 6mn. And if I take that out of the green, that just leaves behind a 4p. We have now finished factoring that 4-term polynomial. I'm Andre with Math Rescue. Good luck in your math classes. See you in the next one.